Today I'm going to show you how you can easily add masses of value to your resin earrings without it costing you too much, but makes them really desirable and sell so well. For this project, I'm going to be using the resin and all the bits that come in my kit. Unfortunately, I think we may have got to the point where we've sold out of the kit. I'm not sure. There might be a few left. I will link it below. But if you haven't been able to get hold of the kit, then please don't worry. I will link the same products in the description below. It just will cost you a little bit more because the kit was a great saving. Now to start with, I'm going to make some really simple plain earrings because we want to fancy them up. I am going to put some sparkle in them. Now I'm going to be using the UV resin from my kit and the lamp that comes in my kit, but this UV resin is readily available, as I said, so I will link it below. I've put the UV resin in there, and this time I'm going to add some of the silver leaf that comes with the kit, and it's already shredded up and it works a treat. So pop that in there like that. Now, as long as you've got no natural light coming into your room and you haven't got your UV light on, you can play around with this for as long as you wish. You don't have to worry about it curing. It will only cure once natural light gets to it, or it'll cure when you put your lamp on. So I'm going to stir this in here. I find it much easier to stir up and break up once it's already in the resin, but you want to make sure the resin is fully coating it. And because it's quite a lot in there, it will take longer to cure with the UV resin, but don't worry about that. Just give it longer under the lamp. So that will do me for that one. And I'm going to use this mold for this, which is again quite a simple mold. Making sure you get it all the way around all the bits as well. You don't want to be missing any out. You want to make sure you get it around the little bit that creates the actual hole, because if not, you're not going to have any hole, and oh, you need a hole. Need to mix up a little bit more for that one. Now try and clean up these edges because you don't want these bits here being sharp from the metal. So clean up as you go along. So that's those ones. And I'm not going to cure them yet. I'm going to cure them all at the same time. I just find that makes life a little bit easier. Now this one, I'm going to be using some drops of pigment in this one. Not too much, only enough to give it a little bit of a colour. Mix that in. And if you want the swirly look for it, don't mix it right in and you'll get almost like a little swirly pattern with it. And then I'm going to bung some glitter in this one as well. Again, not over fussy, just a little bit of a plain earring. Put that in there. And these ones, all I'm going to be using is these little shapes. Now don't throw these bottles away once you've used them, because they can be used for something else as well. And I'm going to show you that on my other channel. Give that a good mix in. I think we're going to use that on this one. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make some more plain ones up, and then I'll cure them and I'll show you how we're going to make them really, really beautiful. Before I cure them up, what I will do is I will pop any bubbles that have come to the top now from mixing and doing things, because you don't want them on there. And then all I'll do is put my UV lamp over them and move it around a little bit, probably for about 5 minutes. And then once the top's cured, to help it out, because they're quite thick, I then put the UV lamp under it and I'll cure them up like that. These are all lovely and cured now, and they should just pop out of these molds like that. Any overpour bits, I will just trim them off. See, even the ones with the silver and gold leaf, lovely and cured, not at all sticky. That J. Diction resin is amazing. Well, these are all demolded now, and it's just a case of putting together. Now, normally what a lot of people do is they would just put an earring back on these and sell them as they are. And that's nice, and they are pretty, but they're simple. But I like to jazz mine up where and if I can. And as you can see, this is just a small selection of all the bits that I've got to use that I can jazz them up with. I make an awful lot of jewellery, so I have a lot of this stuff around. But it isn't expensive either. It is really, really cheap. I will link some of it in the description below. These little charms and things like that, and these like glittery beads really go well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do a couple, but I'm only going to do one side of the earring so that you can compare what they look like against what the earrings would look like with just a back on or jazzed up a little bit. This is what I've decided to add to these, and the only one I need to make an additional hole in is this one, because I'm going to have something coming off the bottom. But you could have something coming off the bottom if you wanted to of any of yours, and it's easy to make an additional hole. I'm going to use this hand drill because I can't be bothered to go and get my Dremel. I'm doing it on a piece of foam because I don't want to go through my map. And that won't take many seconds at all to get through there. There we go. So that's through there. Didn't take long at all. And I always clean out the hole with a little bit of a micro brush first as well to get rid of any of that dust that's there. I don't want that on there because it spoils it. There we go. That's all done. So now we just have to attach these. And that couldn't be easier. So I've added jump rings to all of these. And jump rings are easy to add on. Open them up and then push them through. And then close them up. Now these are quite large jump rings because these are quite thick earrings. But if you don't want a large jump ring in there, you can put your own wire in there. Now I've got this wire here. I'm going to just cut that bit off there so I've got it nice and straight. And then all I need to do is put a bend in it here where I'm going to have it rest. And then cut a bit off. And then what I can do is I can push that through until it's on there like that. And then I can bring this back here. Bring this forward, and then what I can do is put another little bend in it here so it's coming up the middle like that, and then I can wrap that piece of wire that's sticking out there around this piece of wire. And if you have a longer piece of wire left here, you can do several wraps. I like to do one wrap round like that. And that's not going to go anywhere. So now I need to put this on here as well. And that's really easy to do. Again, I just put another bend here and then bend up. I can thread my gem through, bend that round like that. And then I can wrap this wire back onto it and then wrap it around that wire. And if it's not as neat as you like, you can always push these up a little bit using your pliers. You can use different coloured wires. You can use, all sorts of things for this. And then once you've got that attached to there, all you need to do is add a little jump ring onto the charm here, through that top, and then add your backing on as well, your earring back on. Close that little jump ring up, and then you've got that one finished. And the same thing with all these larger ones as well. Now I quite like the large jump rings, but it's entirely up to you. It's what you think works for you. And I'm going to close that one up now. There we go. So that's on there like that. I'll put a tiny little jump ring on there. All I need to do is open that back up there, that onto there like that, and then close that back up. And then that little ball there will work beautifully on that. And then you've got that is finished. And I'll carry on, I'll finish off all the rest, and then I'll show you the comparison between the two. Well, there we go, that's them all finished. And it really doesn't take many minutes to do this as well. And it doesn't cost hardly anything. But what you can do is triple the price that you're going to charge for your earrings. So I've done them as a comparison, and as you can see, I think they look really pretty. I mean, these look pretty, but these just finish it off. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that and make your jewellery unique and also really sparkly and stand out from all the generic or similar jewellery that there is available. We made some very plain earrings and we've made them look beautiful. Hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps my videos to get out there. I will link everything in the description below. Take care. Enjoy your resin. Bye.